guys, this is TheKansasShooter here, and this is one of the first videos on my new channel. My old channel was DustinMO14, and I really wasn't liking the way that channel was going. I had a lot of videos that were covering different topics, jumping from this and that, and it really didn't stick to a fixed guideline like channels are supposed to. So I decided to make a new channel dedicated completely to what I had planned for the first channel, with an easier name to follow, which is TheKansasShooter. This channel is going to cover camping, hiking, trips, gear reviews, shooting videos, hunting, fishing, all of that. So if you like any of that stuff, stick around because there's going to be plenty of it. Now, I'm out here on a rather chilly Kansas day. It's around, before I checked the temperature when I came outside, it's around 35 degrees at this point. Cloudy, overcast, haven't seen the sun in a while. So I threw on my ECWS 3-color desert parka that I usually wear when I go coyote hunting, so it's, I know it's pretty, sorry, if you hear some weird noises running around, it's my dog Sasha. Come here, Sasha. Let's say hi to the camera. Yep, she's a black lab Weimaraner mix puppy. It's gonna be one good bird dog. Anyway, so I want to thank you for joining me for another one of my videos. In this video I'm going to go over my $700 Mossberg 500 that is not your daddy's Mossberg. And so yeah, I guess we'll get started with it. What I have here used to be a factory stock Mossberg 500 Persuader 8-shot. And as you can probably tell, it's no longer that. So I guess we'll start from the buttstock and work our way up. On the buttstock, I have a Phoenix Industries kick light, I think they call it. 6-point adjustable stock for the Mossberg 500. It's a great stock. The kick light's supposed to take the recoil out of the stock. It was fairly cheap for stocks, tactical stocks go. It was around $80 from Amazon. They don't come like this. This was the black factory stock that I took the Duracoat Shake and Spray kit and two-toned. I think it looks better like that. So, and it's my own personal twist for it. It's pretty good. The grip, it's really comfortable. It's more comfortable than the AR grips, I think. It looks like one, but it's really not. The stock absorbs a lot of the recoil. I mean, it's like shooting a 223 with this 12 gauge. I have their cheap factory side saddle on it that holds 5 rounds. I don't know if we'll keep that on it or not, but right now it's got 5 homemade wax slugs that I use for home defense. It's pretty good. Moving up, this isn't the factory Mossberg safety. It is, I replaced it with a steel tactical safety that won't break. I got this from Midway USA, I believe, for 12 bucks. It's pretty good. It's kind of hard to install because the screw on the safety, as many of you may know that have Mossbergs rather, it's cut so you can't unscrew it, so that took a little while. Now I have a Mesa Tactical low profile receiver rail from the Mossberg 500. I believe that was $30 from Midway USA. I'll post links to a lot of this stuff. Then I have like a cheapo UTG flip-up sight. I haven't really shot it with it yet, so I don't really know how it does well under conditions like that. But I believe it would go pretty well. So, moving on, I have the Magpul rail covers. They're pretty cheap. They're like 11 bucks for the set. They really keep the rail from cutting you when you pick it up. They cover it up to make it more cosmetic, make it look cooler, and so they kind of break up the outline so you don't have this big black strip that goes across it. I also put a tactical heavy-duty magazine spring in here instead of the Mossberg factory magazine spring. It's supposed to help in prevent jamming and send your shells out faster. I haven't really extensively tested that yet, but yeah. And moving on, I have the Mesa Tactical Mossberg 3-rail 4-end with their aluminum rails and the plastic rail on the bottom. And on it, I have the Magpul AFG2 angled foregrip. It works great, especially for my application, which is coyote hunting, and I guess I dabble a little bit in tactical use. But when I go coyote hunting, I have gloved hands a lot, and sometimes I even use a mitten on my non-shooting hand. just because it keeps it warmer. Because usually when we go cow hunting, it's around 10-15 degrees. The coldest I've ever been out there is -5. Yeah, it gets really cold. So if you have a mitten or a gloved hand, it really works great for having something to pull against. Because sometimes with that small foregrip you can slip, but right now it's something to really thrust against, and when that final shot needs to be made, you have something to jack your chamber with. I have the extra set of Mossberg, Magpul rail covers on here rather, and yeah, they work great. I think it's rather cosmetic. I think it works great. Now on the other side, I have the Phoenix Industries Ergo handbrake that you can really press the web of your thumb up against, and it keeps it from slipping. And it really works great because a lot of the people that put these Magpul angled foregrips on the shotguns have a problem with pushing it back out. And with the addition of this handbrake, you have something to really press up against, and it really eliminates any slippage that you might encounter with this system of Mossberg foreends. That was pretty good, around $12 from Amazon. The forend was I think around $50. It's fairly cheap. And the Magpul AFG2 was $35 from Amazon. Moving on. I have a kind of cheapo UTG barrel rail mount that went on there. The reason I got that is not because I'm cheap, it's just because that I really didn't want to do any gunsmithing on the barrel to attach permanent ghost ring sights. In the off chance that I would need to go bird hunting again, I would take this off and use the bead sight again. So yeah, I believe that was $12 from Amazon, and the sight set was $40. I haven't really tested them out. I don't know how well they'll hold zero. I might do a video on me zeroing it in. I mean, how well can you zero in shotgun sights? And the reason that I got ghost ring sights on here instead of just using the bead sight is because a lot of the times when I'm coyote hunting, I use slugs or buckshot mainly. Slugs for deer. The bead sight's good, but I'm used to using ghost ring sights, so I think it was a good transition. Besides, I feel more confident if I can have two sights to line up and make sure that I can hit it, because sometimes you can't really get the bead shouldered, and if you're wanting to make a shot really quick, that bead, you might put it off target. So yeah, that's basically what I have. I had the Magpul flat dark earth Duracoat shake and spray kit that I covered the whole thing with. It was a fairly easty process. I mean, a lot of people say it's incredibly difficult. It wasn't. If you do the prep work nice, which is basically just stripping all the grease off, sanding it with 420 grit sandpaper, spraying it down, it turns out really good. There are some areas that I messed up on, like this Magpul angled foregrip. Some of you were asking why I Duracoated the Magpul foregrip flight dark earth when you could just get it in that option. They were out of stock, and I was so desperate to get the angled foregrip that I went ahead and got the black one, and I forgot to turn it over. But yeah, I mean, it looks kind of like a shadow if you look at it from the right angle, so I guess it's not too terribly bad. But yeah, it's just cosmetic, doesn't really affect it that much. Now with this shotgun, if it's really cold, you have some gloved hands, you can easily rack the slide. I apologize. The mailman walked by. I didn't want him to think I was a domestic terrorist, so I covered up the shotgun for a second. I'm standing outside in my backyard because it's a little bit too cramped and crowded to do this inside, so bear with me. The dog's barking at the mailman like dogs always do. But as I was saying, the stock and angled foregrip really makes it easy to get a great sight picture. You can rack the slide really easy. It works great. I think it's incredibly comfortable. I think that system's incredibly comfortable compared to the factory stock. Gives a little bit of you can adjust it a little bit. When you're wearing heavy clothes, make the stock shorter, and then when you're wearing a t-shirt or so, make your stock longer so you get the same cheek rest the entire time. And yeah, that was my $700 Mossberg 500. The total price of the Mossberg by itself was $420 with tax. Some of you may think I got ripped off, but I got it at Dick's Sporting Goods. I was pretty desperate for it, so. And the total price of the accessories was around $250. Yeah. So yeah, it's basically the $700 Mossberg with shipping. So yeah, I want to thank you guys for watching. Comment, rate, and subscribe. Tell your friends about this new channel of mine, and I hope to get a lot more subscribers. I actually made a bet with my sister that I couldn't get 100 subscribers by the end of the year. So if you could help me at all, to win that bet, it'd be great. I want to thank you guys for watching. Comment, rate, and subscribe, and tune in for more videos.